What's up, YouTube? Hey, it's your boy Take a Hike with Jim right here. It is Jim, aka here on this snowstorm Friday here at the office, so to speak, or the lab, or the blue room, what used to be my son's bedroom. And so I got to do some things in here, got to fix some things. We're going to save that till we get back from the Appalachian Trail. We ain't going to try to do anything before we go on the Appalachian Trail to the room to take up some different things. Welcome out to the channel. And if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, right? Hit that subscribe button for me. And hit that little bell notification. We appreciate the bell notification. We're shaking up our drink tonight. As you can see, we don't got a cup of double java. We don't got a cup of tea, whatever. Where I'm on these weight loss shots, I have to have a little bit of protein. I was getting too much protein, so we went down to a half. And plus, there's some other stuff in here to kind of help, you do your meetings every day, because the shot can cause constipation, right? So we got to have board meetings. So we got to drink things that makes us have board meetings, right? So instead of welcome out to the page. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to dive in here just a second with some new things. Your boy Quacker's here. Not only is he your Royal Rumble champion, he is now one half of the tag team champions, right? So I don't know, little slap bracelets, a little bit of you-bear. People's like, what the heck? That has nothing to do with the show. It doesn't. So anyway, welcome out to the show. Like I said, we're going to get in and dive into some reading and doing some comments and different things. I'm excited. I'm stoked. I'm happy to be here. Even though we're getting snowstormed in right now, we are a go. So let's start it off, right? Let's start it off. We're going to go all the way back to Mr. Matt Josh's comment. 6 days ago, Matt Josh 69 commented. He said, hi, Jim. Don't shave that beard on the trail. With all the weight loss, I may not recognize you. It's getting closer. Now I'm counting down the days. So Matt Josh 69, he's getting ready to step on the trail. May already be on the trail, but I think he's counting down to get on the trail. So we're going to wish him the best. That's somebody we hope to get to meet while we're out on the trail and have a cup of double java with, or a cup of tea, spot tea, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Bad accent. And go from there, right? Brock and Rob Pringle's present, and so we got 3 in 1. And it says, good evening, Jim. Good evening to all of you. I'm glad you all are here. Hope y'all are staying warm. We're getting a snowstorm here in my area. It was putting down about an inch and a half an hour. It started to slow down now. Calling for up to 8 inches, and it's supposed to be in a -6 tomorrow morning, something like that. It's supposed to be real cold. So we'll go from there. Anyway, Matt Josh 69 also replied, take a hike with Jim. How many times have you packed and unpacked? Even when you're not planning to hike with it, just because you want to make sure, you have everything you want to take. He said, because I've done that a lot. So here's the thing. About 1 million times. What up, AT Walk and Talk? My backpacking journey. But yes, Todd's in the house. Anyway, Todd is going to be my hiking partner for the first bit of the Appalachian Trail. Y'all go over to this page, share some love on AT Walk and Talk. Hit that subscribe, that thumbs up, and that bell notification on his page, because he's going to be doing some vlogging while we're out on the trail. You don't want to miss it, right? Anyway, in saying that, yes, Matt, Josh there, I have packed and unpacked 1 billion times, going through things, losing things, getting things. Speaking of which, check what's in. Check what's in from Hilltop Packs. Boom. Right there, our bear bag. And we got the large, and of course, we didn't want to be mistaken whose bear bag it was. We couldn't think of a custom picture to put on there other than take a hike with Jim. So if you want to get your take a hike with Jim bear bags, you can do so at Hilltop Packs. To say, hey, I want that take a hike Jim bag right there. They don't sponsor me, and I don't even know if you can do that or not. But if you use Wolfie's page and use his code, you get 10% off. And plus, it helps Wolfie out. So Wolfie's actually got something coming up this Monday with Hilltop Packs. Don't want to miss that. So make sure you tune in there. But yes, I've packed and unpacked 1,000,001 times trying to figure it all out. I've taken this out, taken this in, putting this in, taken that out, gear here, you know, whatever. So in saying that, I've kind of settled in with the help of some of the subscribers and different things that we're doing and stuff. And we'll get into some gear talk here in a little bit because, man, yeah, we're just gonna get into some gear talk, and then we'll get into some other things. So I've unpacked a lot. All right, at a hiker's diary, I want to address this, right? At a hiker's diary, this is B. So if y'all don't follow at a hiker's diary, you need to do so. Show her some love, give her some support, because I'm telling you, this girl, I'm telling you, we're going to get her through this, man. She's going to do it, and we're going to support her. I'm all about it, man. I'm excited for Farm Girl. What's up? There's that cheesy smile. I'm all about it, and we're going to try to help her out. But anyway, she put, this is after our last video and the love that you folks shared. She commented to me. So I wanted to share this with you, and I want to keep things up. And it says, oh my gosh, thank you. This is so sweet. I'm quite literally on the verge of tears, and I don't even know what to say other than from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for the support I have been receiving from everyone. It means so much to me. You have absolutely made my week. That's what I'm talking about right there, fam. That's what I'm talking about. Supporting other hikers, lifting each other up, saying, you know what, you can do this, you got this, and you know you're going to be good. It's going to be okay. It's going to be fine, right? And she has a little bit of doubt here and there and all that stuff. But we're going to erase that doubt. Tent Life Crisis posted his video, 5 Fears of the Trail. We're going to get into that too, because Tent Life Crisis, I know you watch my videos, and I got something special for you, right? So, yeah, so we're just going to dive on in. We're going to keep on trucking here tonight. But make sure you go over to At a Hiker's Diary, subscribe, hit that thumbs up, hit the heart, say, hey, Take a Hike with Jim sent me, and I'm here to support you any way I can. And that would mean a lot to me and this channel, and also to her. New subscriber, Naomi Seymour, welcome to the page, right? Didn't leave a comment or anything yet, but we'd like to welcome you out to the page nonetheless. Thanks so much for following Take a Hike with Jim right here on YouTube. Some of these names I can't produce, y'all. I just can't. Y'all know I'm a good old boy from West by God. We try to enunciate like NASCAR drivers. We sound more like the, you know, it's just weird. It's weird. I just, like, it comes out like Squidward. I don't know. If you know, you know, right? Mycon 69, Mycon 69. So like, I bought the 38 liter and the 48 liter during the Black Friday month sales. It seems between the medium large sizes, but I hope I can get it dialed in, man. My goal is to pack a hammock, camp gear, and gear in it, or strapped underneath. So we're talking about the honest gear review of the Osprey pack, okay? This was the video talking about the pack. He bought the 38 liter and the 48 liter during Black Friday, got him at a good deal. He seemed to be about the medium large size is what he's saying. His main goal is to, and then now he's telling us a little bit about his goals. His main goal is to pack the hammock and camp gear and strapped underneath. He said, I'm not thinking the idea of a frameless pack, so the Exos seems to be a fair compromise. I love the Exos, right? I wish I'd got the EF, the extra fat version. Or actually, you know, everybody knows what it stands for. I'm not making fun of fat people because I am a fat people. But anyway, I wish I got the EF model like Long Distance Hikes had told me to, but I'd already ordered. I thought I had got it, and I didn't. They did send the strap. It's in the mail. I still haven't got it. But they did. I emailed them. They said yes, and they give me the confirmation it's coming. I guess because of the weather and different things. Maybe things are slowed down and stuff like that. But he says he's not digging the frames packs. He's thinking about the Exos. He said, I was hoping to see the Talon Velocity at 40 liter release, but in the meantime, the Exos should serve me well. I'm looking forward to trying this pack in the next couple months. Thanks for the review. Mycon 69, you're very appreciative. We try to do great, honest reviews here, and we try to do our best. Speaking of which, they do not sponsor us whatsoever, but I want to give a shout out real quick. I'm probably, what's up from all the snow, West Virginia? What's up, Jason? You want to build a snowman? Me and Jason, we don't live far apart, man. We got some snow, bro. Zimbibwe, I would like to take this time to recommend you go over to the page Zimbibwe. Whether or not I get accepted for their program I've put in for as a creator to be able to use their gear, sponsor gear, do things up the trail and stuff, I may get to do it. I may not get to do it. Chances are I won't because my YouTube page is so small. But Zambivvy, I want to give them a shout out. I like what they're putting out there with the bed systems that comes all things kind of into one style of systems. Now, regardless if they sponsor me or not, probably this summer at some time I will switch to the 40-degree temperature system that they have coming out spring into summer, send my stuff north, and then once I get north, get my cold weather stuff back, and then send my other stuff back home or something like that. But in saying that, I want to thank Zambivvy for not only their gear they're making, but the opportunity as well, and go from there. And we just give honest gear reviews. Whether they pick us up and sponsor us or not is beside the point. If they do, they do. Great. If they don't, great. When I get a hold of some of their gear, we're still giving an honest gear review regardless. You folks know me. Man, the numbers are down a little bit tonight. So here's that troublemaker, the lovely Lady L. Hey, and Chase made a comment, and I want to give Chase a thumbs up. I thought that was funny as hell, right? So Chase, on Lady L's post, because she was talking about she wants a trail name and all of these other things, and I haven't seen her been posting or saying nothing on YouTube on anybody's pages here for like the last week or so. I'm betting she snuck out on trail on us already. I'm betting she's on the AT because she ain't told nobody the date she's starting, right? So she may already be out there, which was my original thought. We would see her on the AT by Valentine's Day, right? There we go. So we don't know. We'll see. She ain't said nothing to me. She ain't said nothing to anybody else. But I thought it was funny when Chase commented on her page, and he was like, "What? The Lady L is not your nickname?" And she was like, "No, that troublemaker Jim." So yes, it's troublemaker lovely Lady L. She's uploaded here about 5 days ago, 6 days ago, about some shakedown things and everything. Make sure you go over and watch that video. Also, Wolfie Hikes uploaded a day hike from Unicon to Dix Creek Gap, and he had an announcement there. And Jason said no problems. It's about keeping the snow down here. Anyway, he had an announcement that he had to make. So I'm gonna let him continue to do those things on his page. For those of you that know, you know, and everything like that. But me and Wolfie's planning a shakedown hike, and also if we can get one in, me and Jason's planning a shakedown hike. So I'm really super excited about both those opportunities. If I get to knock them out, great. If I don't, we'll go from there. Yeah, and on Lady L's video, I posted #1 trail name is Goldilocks. I really like the name Goldilocks. She has to like it. Other people have to like it. If she don't, hey, I get it. I understand. I'm all about it, right? You pick your own thing. I'm not trying to push it on her. I just think where she's all the time scared of bears, it kind of fits. She was talking about some suggestions for food items and stuff. Only thing I have is Say Not a Ramen. Y'all know that, the boycott of ramen 2026. And I thanked her for the shout out on screen and went from there. But she did reply to us, tell she's strongly considered Goldilocks. She thinks it fits her bear fears, plus it's much better than some of the other names that she's heard kicked around. All right, let's move on. Brumleytown, 1882. Nothing at all wrong with ramen. Plenty of carbs and fats. Just keep your proteins up. Hot dogs are a good steak. Albert Einstein lived on graham crackers for 3 years. Well, you know, I'm not Albert Einstein because he didn't speak till he was 5. He worked at a patent office, was a genius, gave us the theory of pretty much everything with E equals MC squared. So the only thing square about Jim and his conversation, and I ain't been silent since the day I was born, the only thing square about Jim's life and situation, if he was 2 inches shorter, 2 inches wider, he'd be perfectly square, right? But in saying that, I hear you. I'm just not a ramen person, and everybody's like, man, you got to lay off the ramen. You're going to start losing people. People ain't going to watch it. They're hearing the same thing over and over and over, and you are. And I want to get out and do some trails and different things. And like Jason said, man, it's just been too cold. Plus, we might have a snow party instead of a hike. Jason said, I agree. Plus, it's just been so dang cold. It's been so hard to even whatever. And I know that people's like, well, you're going to have to hike in the cold and stuff like that on AT. And I know that. I know it's coming. But at the same time, I'm not like deliberately going out when it's -6 degrees, right? I'm not set up for that. Even on the AT, I'm going to have to come into a hostel, a laundromat, a 24-hour Walmart, something. If that happens, right? Go from there. Misadventures of Melissa commented about 5 days ago. I'm only a lonely section hiker. Okay. So we're gonna get into a touchy topic here. All right, this was a touchy topic. I want to tell you what this topic was about. I want to tell you where I'm at. I'm gonna tell you. Give me a drink. Wow, not enough protein, but I gotta down the protein a little bit. Too much protein in it, so I had to lower it. But anyway, so in saying that, I want to dig into this before I dig into it. So one of the things that your boy Jim was kicking around, my road hasn't been plowed in 3 weeks. We haven't had trash service 3 weeks. Very lame. We've had trash service. They plowed our road like 4 or 5 times already today. They still have 24-hour warrants. I don't know if they do or not. I thought it was just a West Virginia thing that they banned it. I thought there was 24-hour warrants somewhere. Anyway, like Jimmy Buffett at 5 o'clock somewhere. There's gotta be a bar or something open somewhere. But anyway, in saying that, your boy Jim was highly considering. I was highly considering bringing some clippers and stuff like that on trail, right, to do some haircuts and stuff like that. So, you know, I had some good feedback. I had some emails and I had some things, but then I had some experienced through hikers also express their concerns and their opinions on it. And I respect everybody's thoughts and opinions on it. And I look at the pros, I look at the cons, and then I go from there. So what we've decided to do is not bring clipper sets and stuff out with us on trail. If anybody's out there and they need a haircut, your boy is a barber. We can figure it out. I was told by Wolfie, all the hostels he's been to, they kind of have a barbering kit there, like it's one from Walmart or something. We can make something like that work if need be, or we can do something. If you need it. She said, I thought COVID shut them all down early. They may have. I don't know. I thought it was just a West Virginia thing, but then again, I don't know. So we're not bringing, people's like, well, I can't believe you was even considering bringing clippers out on trail. Well, so one of the people said, well, I understand why you're bringing them out. I understand why you're bringing your clippers out because you're a barber and that's what you love and that's what you want to do. But trail life, civilization is 2 different things. And I made the comment, hey, look, listen, why do they have to be different? I mean, wasn't that long ago that even hostels on the trail was considered a thing because people camped. There wasn't hostels, right? There were shelters, some, and then it was camping, right? But in saying, I understand what folks are saying and I understand where they're coming from on it. But like I told this person, I'm not, I wasn't bringing it out there because that's what I want to love to do. I'm trying to get away from some of this stuff. I'm bringing it out there to provide a service, or I was, to provide a service in case somebody, you know, would like to swap for some Vienna sausages or beef jerky or something, right? Not so much money, right? Not so much money, but this, you know, items and stuff and like that. But we've kicked it out. So unless somebody approaches me and we're around a hostel that already has a kit or something like that, and it's okay with the hostel owners, we're not going to be doing that. So in saying that, let me get into the comments of it so people know. Misadventures of Melissa comment, I'm only a lonely section hiker about 500 miles on the trail, but between editing, uploading videos, and doing chores, town chores, and going out to eat, are you going to have time? And she put in, and then you have to worry about the sanitation of your equipment between cuts. Just a thought. So there's a lot to unpack here. I miss our 24-hour restaurants too. And I miss shopping when it's late in the night too. So anyway, there's a lot to unpack here, right? There's a lot to unpack when it comes to this. So I keep jumping back and forth between the chat and all this other stuff. So congratulations on being a section hiker of any amount of miles. Don't ever put yourself down and say, I'm just a lowly section hiker. Me tell you, we all are in this together. It's just titles, right? Through hikers, temps, first temp, second temp, third temp, whatever, section hikers, lash, whatever. We're all part of the same family. We're all trying to keep the AT for not only us, but for the next generations, right? So, and by us being out there and doing stuff and pushing it, we're keeping the dream and the idea of the AT alive, and we've done so. Has one group, has one family now for 101 years, because we are the class of 101. The 101. How's Brock and Pringles and all of them together tonight? I just thought about that. Are they plotting against us? Nah, I bet they went on a shakedown hike or a hike. They out there hiking probably. Anyway, so, see how my brain works? I got ADD and DDD. But anyway, so don't ever put yourself down, because 509 miles, hey, that's more than I've done on the Appalachian Trail to date, right? So I probably got 1 mile, maybe, if you count Damascus for trail days on the Appalachian Trail. So the editing and uploading videos just be a little bit to it. I'm not big on editing. I never was when I was out. I added a few things here and there, and I've done a few things. Got a few things we're going to be doing while we're out there. We're not taking the GoPro or the action camera. I did get me a tripod, another one that I haven't even taken out of the box yet. It's from Walmart, or it breaks. I can just throw it away, pick another one up at Walmart, whatever, hold it with my hand. Whatever the case may be, we're not taking the batteries. We're not taking the GoPro. We've got a couple little things we've got for storage that are like not even they're like a 1.2 kilogram in. They're like that big as far as memory sticks for the phone to do some downloading and different things. We have to scan disk type of deal is the company. But in saying that, when it comes to the editing, we'll get back over a minute. Oh, y'all live together. Okay. All right. Okay. There we go. Okay. My bad. I'm sorry. Sorry. Anyway, so in saying that, so editing the videos and stuff, I'll be doing some of that, but a lot of it, you're going to be getting a lot of shorts. You're going to be getting a lot of live shorts, kind of like Wolfie was doing. Every few days, there's going to be a decent video because I want to keep my wife, my mother, my daughter, the town, and different people around. And then there's going to be the call-out video. I'm going to be doing call-out videos. I keep receipts, right? People's like, well, you don't want to be that guy on AT. Well, it's not about anybody on the AT. It's a lot of things about people talking smack here. I'm going to rub it in their faces, baby. That I'm out there and they're here, right? I'm making the trail while you sitting behind a desk running your mouth. You understand me? And that's just where I'm at. And it's going to be political. It's going to be it's going to be polite. And it's not going to be very long. It's just going to be a little blip, blip, and that's it. Just a blurp, and that's it. So there's not a whole lot of editing. And they're going to be funny videos, too. It's going to be little funny videos. I ain't going to put nobody down. I ain't going to roast nobody. I'm not going to call nobody out by name. Like, I'm just not going to say that there's this guy by the name of Chris at Walmart at Woodcrest. That would be rude. You know what I mean? That'd be rude. And I don't know if there's a guy by the name of Chris at Walmart or not. That's the bank manager. I couldn't tell you. I really don't know. I don't know. His name might be Keith or Kevin. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's saying it, right? So we're doing the edits and stuff, right? So let me go back over here. And then she's like doing town chores stuff. So I get the town chores as far as doing laundry and cleaning your pack and taking showers and all that stuff. I get that. And then she lost me and going out to eat. I'm not going to be going out to eat a lot. I will here and there. And like I say, I'm going to do hike to the food like Fortune says, but it's not kind of like what you was thinking. Like, I'm not hiking to eat out every day, but I'm going to try to hike to a more reliable food source than ramen. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I will eat out some, but not all the time. It's not going to be a thing with me. I'm trying to lose the weight, and once I get the weight down, I want to keep the weight off, right? I want to be like the Nutty Professor. If you know, you know. Especially the gym scene. Anyway, and she was talking about the sanitation equipment was the easiest. I have a bunch of little these blue packs, put it in a bottle of water, and it's the sanitation, drop your comb in there. And also, I love this little spray thing, or whatever else will carry as well. Sanitation would have been the easiest part. But anyway, let's jump over and see what comments I've missed. I know y'all been in here talking. Jason put the pins on the earring. Be sitting properly open. Tallahassee 104 is open 24 hours. Talking about Walmart. Yep. Farm Girls goes, we have a 24-hour huddle house, but it's trash. I've never even heard of a huddle house. Jason's right. We don't even have a Waffle House. We have an omelet shop, though. It's about just as crazy. And Brock says, we live together. Cool. I guess I have a baby. I guess I have done more than Jim at this point. I've done about 20. He's done about 20 miles on 18. Yep, you're more experienced than me. And he goes, you ain't got time for that. You'll have your hands full once you get out there. The noodles are always there for you, Jim. And no, say no to the noodles. Anyway, so put it down like a kid refusing her vegetables. No. Uh-oh, there goes my glasses. See what you made me do? Anyway, I'm back. Put my glasses on. All because ramen noodles made me throw my glasses off my head. Miss Adventures replied, Once again, Take Hike with Jim. You can get on trail for 30 days, then have one sent to you. And you feel like you can do it, that way for 30 days to just focus on you. And I agree. If I wanted to do it for 30 days, I could. But we're just not going to do it. We're just not going to do it. If somebody wants it done and I'm out there and I'm around and they want it done, cool, we can work something out and I'll do it. But other than that, I'm just not, you know. I even had a person from the Appalachian Trail Conservatory hit me up and was like, hey, trail days, you can sit up here and cut hair because on an email because that's going to be very popular, And I was like, thank you, but no thank you. I'm trying to enjoy trail days, but I appreciate the offer, right? Take Hike with Jim, let's see, So, one adventure. I would say no. This is one of the ones that I really took in. Chase, in this comment, I really took it in. And they was like, no, because most guys want to let their beards grow, symbolize a rite of passage. Women cut their hair before the start. Now, the lovely lady Els asked me to cut her hair while I'm there on trail. I'll make sure that happens. But in saying that, I have to agree with One Adventure Chase and the rest of the people and stuff like that. That probably is not the best of ideas, right? Hey, Mike, what's up? So busy with work, wish I can get out into the wildlands of Florida. Wish you could too, man. You know, it's hard with work and hiking and wanting to be out. It can be hard. So, you know, I agree with One Adventures and I agree with Chase. I respect him enough, just like I respect AT, Walk and Talk. I respect everybody's views and opinions on here, and I try to take things, into very much into consideration, you know, because you folks have more experience than I do and different thought processes and stuff like that. So we'll go from there. Then Chase Life had commented, he said on the first 1,500 miles of his thru hike, he worked about every night during his zeros. He said, don't recommend this. After hiking your miles, I wanted to do nothing. I did not want to do anything at the tent site or shelter. I just want to got water, set my tent, my sleep system, made his dinner, and then wanted to collapse and hang out with some fellow hikers. And I kind of feel like that's where I'm going to be. Right? I kind of feel like it's where I'm going to be because, you know, even though at first we're doing low miles and we got the mileage book, I'm doing the first, I got a few more days to collaborate with AT to make sure that's done. And AT, I got your stuff coming tonight or tomorrow for the insurance deal we talked about. I had accidentally left it on my barbershop station and I got it today. I just got to get it pictures and get it to you. But anyway, one point about on editing videos, Chase says, once you're on a trail and you've hiked for about 18 hours, you may find you do need to edit more. Of course, we all try to edit on the fly as we go and not only do video bits that'll end up in your final video, so less editing afterwards. But still on the trail, that means grabbing 10 to 15 different videos into your editor, cutting off bits of the video. I try to do this and keep the finals day video under 30 minutes, but it still took about 60, 90 minutes per video. And he's right. I mean, and I'm not going to be recording live the entire time we're out there, right? That's just not happening. So we're going to be doing some different things. Like he was just not saying, little bits, little lives. I've spoken kind of what we're going to be doing. Go from there. And then he goes, I'm just not sure about how many people want their haircut on trail. And I really agree with him in One Adventure on it and said most hikers go out and grow their hair symbol at the time of the trail, but maybe having a resource at a hostel is welcome. So I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, if somebody wants it done, we can do it. But other than that, not doing it. And like he said, he goes on to say you might need to check with hostels going before there. And then, like the first month of the trail, like him and Melissa Outdoors said, hey, listen, nobody's going to want their haircut because it'll be cold, it'll be aggravating, or, you know, whatever. So we had a new subscriber, Early Riser. They have not commented yet, so I would like to welcome Early Riser. And speaking of which, if you haven't done so already, give me a thumbs up right here on the channel. Hit that little bell notification, hit the subscribe button. Head on over to anybody that's in the chat right now and like, follow, and like their page as well. Give them some love and support. Tell them that Jim sent you from Take a Hike with Jim. And then we had our first AI bot. We had our first AI bot to kind of spring up on us, right? And it's gone. It's already unadded us, but it was like, you know, it wanted to sell some AI software for editing and stuff like that. So, and we ain't gonna get into that. Just dawned on me, done a vote. Tent life crisis. The 5 fears before starting a trail. Like I said, I want to get into that. I'm going to try not to forget about it. If y'all haven't seen the video, you need to go watch it. And we've got into what Mr. Josh had to say, what Hiker's Diary had to say, what pretty much everybody else there had to say. Scrolling up. because a lot of it repeats. So that's why I got to scroll on up and go from there. We was talking the other night on Tuesday about our hikers, YouTubers, and how they do different things. We're gonna go down. Matt Josh has got a couple comments here too. But M Farley 252 put, I learned and still learn so much from Dixie. She's my hiking hero. I've watched a lot of Dixie. Matter of fact, I got her name wrong forever. So busy with work, which get out and those tiny composite books are awesome and great. Write about experience reflections, hiking, camping in the wilderness. Early Riser is a cool channel. We'll have to check it out. But yeah, these little composition books, I think they're $3 for $1 at the dollar store. So that's what I was thinking. You know, they're light, they're affordable, they're easy to carry. So yeah, that's what I was thinking there. But yeah, I watch a lot of Dixie. I was watching Dixie today on some stuff when it comes to my Gospel of the Two, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Matt Joshua, have you noticed that a lot of YouTubers, once they've been doing it for a while, seem to like posting things that are maybe considered controversial just for the comments? And, you know, and I wasn't calling him out. I wasn't saying he was saying that I said that. I think he took it that way, but I wasn't. I was like, what? Me? If I do something like that? But no. I do. I understand. And one of those people, I'm going to give you an example, is kind of like I like his channel. I like watching his conspiracy stuff. I like watching his earlier interviews. I like watching his hike videos. I really like his channel. Cal Hates Hikes, right? But he's went from a hiker to a gear review person to a podcaster, done interviews live, to now he's all about missing people and conspiracy theories on the Appalachian Trail. This dude's made a full spectrum. So yeah, he's riding the wave, brother, riding the wave. But I still like watching him. And then Matt Johnson, hey Jim, have you considered taking me just a remote for recording on the iPhone? I've actually looked into it, and my selfie stick actually comes with one. So I'm glad he put that in. That does work for GoPro, I believe. But anyway, he's right. I do got the record stick I'm bringing with it as well, and go from there. And like I said, Matt Josh replied, hey, take a hike with Jim. Of course, I didn't mean to suggest you. You put a bunch of laughy, cry faces. That would be rude to miss substantiated. Hey, listen, like I said, I wasn't necessarily implying. We was just having a lot of fun. And then Mike puts, I keep my channel as real as possible, raw food. It's just to let the wilderness tell the story. And that's it, man. Just go out there. There's plenty of room for nature to do its thing. So, we're going to get into 2 days ago now with Chase, and then some more with some comments me and Chase talked about earlier. The Speed Goat 7s, for those of you that do not know, are out and available, and you can order them and have them delivered and everything. So, I'm hearing good reviews, and I'm hearing bad reviews. And I'm hearing people that are like in the middle reviews, So, Chase ordered his pair. He's got them. He's walking around. He says we'll hike in them. We'll get to that in a little bit. My pair of Speed Goat 7s are ordered as well. So we'll see. We'll talk about what Chase thought of the Speed Goat 7s. And Hoth's like says, hey, man, you got to walk even when the weather says not today. You just got to say, he said, not today. You just got to do it. And he put, just got to say that the ID10T form got me. He said apparently they was throwing it around the Army, but I don't remember. That would be the DD form ending Delta 10 Tango. He said you fill it out just to get out of training whenever you want, right? Put a couple of smiling faces. So if you don't know, and you don't really know, you need to go ahead and go to Google and file for your ID10T form. Get all kind of free gear, all kind of advice and everything. A lot of free stuff when you get your ID10T form. Go check it out today, right? Hola, he said to Alpha Girl. He said, and then Hoffs likes voting. He said, number 4 by far, hike your own hike to an extent. Hike your own hike is different for everyone, and I would agree with that. And then we was talking about Hilltop. I made a comment about Hilltop packs had forgotten or did not put in my pack my little plastic holder for my wrap or the little dog bone for the PCT hang that I had purchased. I've commented them. They've messaged me back, wanted a picture of everything. I sent it to him. He says, my backpacking journey says, hey, Hilltop's got great customer service so far. I'm going from there, and it is what it is. And Hiking Sloth had commented on a comment I put up, about me having a gear addiction. He says, hey man, gear is not an addiction, it's just a way of life. And then Farm Girl will tell you Per my Facebook account today, yes, I have an addiction. and so with my wife and other people, they'll be like, yeah, he has a serious gear addiction. We're gonna get into some gear here in a minute, and we're gonna talk about that. Go from there. But Chase comments he's wearing his Speedgoat. So here we go. About 7 hours ago, me and Chase had this conversation, and I'm gonna share it with you. He said, compared to my Speedgoat 5s, the Speedgoat 7 is a little tighter, a little bit more stiffer. I'm surprised to feel my toes hit a little, whereas where my Speedgoat 5s, they did not. I'm going to hike on them to test them out more on Sunday, just wearing around the house for now. So it went from that time, it was like I said, it was about 8 hours or so, and he was talking about them. And like I said, he's talking about their stiffness, talking a little bit more. The 5s and the fabric's what made them a little bit looser. And after about 100 miles or so, they talked about how the arch support broke in a little bit more. Give me a second. Excuse me. I got to turn this air conditioner on. I am burning the heck up. This is how you know you're getting ready for the Appalachian Trail, because like everything, you're climatizing and everything is burning up, right? So anyway, so I watched comparison videos of when the 5 came out. I watched that video compared to the 7 and different things. A lot of people didn't like the 5 as much as I did, and apparently as Chase and some others. But in my opinion, the 5s was the best trail shoe, kind of like ever made, right? Ever made. Yeah, hit that like button, folks. You know, like that had ever been made. And in saying that, when they came out the 6s, they just, it was a ruin to my feet, and I tried some other brands, and it about took me completely out the game because my knee and the zero drop, and it was horrible. Now we've dropped some weight and different things, so we're hoping that the Speedgoat 7s feel a bit different for us than he did Chase, because I'm going to fast forward up here to what Chase had to say. He said, I've never tried the Speedgoat 6s. He said, I read some negative reviews so far from Speedgoat 7s from Wahoo, sent in early releases, seem positive. Having said that, shoes are so personal. He said, I tried wearing the new shoes yesterday and today and concluded I just don't like them. Okay, so for Chase to say that he just don't like them, and we're going to get more into it, he's kind of like one of the kings of gear, if not the king of gear, right here on our channel when he comes on, right, when he's here. And, you know, because he's tried stuff, he has stuff, you know, different things like that. So when he tells me, I instantly, you know, butt clenches a little bit tighter than what it was, because $165 is a lot to drop on a shoe that you're not going to wear, right? He says, I'm sending them back. He said, for me, they're tighter and my toes are hitting the toe box. Just don't feel as comfortable as the 5s did. See, the 6s done the same thing for me. They've done the same thing. He said, but we're all different shoes, and as much as a personal thing compared to packs, tents, pee bottles, maybe you'll like the new Speedgoats. He said, I'm just glad that they have a return policy. So, yeah, that's just where we're at. You know, I don't know. And then mine, I got an email that mine was delayed shipment due to the weather. So it'd be another couple days before I get mine in, probably. Not saying that, but probably. So in thought with that, I'm hoping that when I put them, I will know as soon as I put them on, because I knew as soon as I put the 5s on what they were. I put the 6s on, I was like, maybe we'll try them. They do feel different. They turn out being way different. And some of the stuff they're saying about the 5s, these videos and stuff there, I did feel when it comes to the 6s. I didn't experience that with the 5s, but I did experience it with the 6s. So yeah, he's like, I'm curious to see, you know, what you're gonna, you know, what your take is on it. And so we'll find out in a couple of days what my take is. So, because I've already got it set up. The VA is cover my shoes, and they are the ortho shoes. They are water resistant and different things. I am used to them. I figured out the system so that I'm not blistering a hot spot. And when I do hot spot, I understand to where to put the tape beforehand and do all that stuff for preventative maintenance and these things. And they're kind of comfortable, and has them dropping weight. The more I'm dropping weight, which we're getting closer to 30 poundish, the more I drop weight, it fluctuates a little bit. But the more I'm dropping in weight, the better I'm feeling, the better my feet are feeling, my ankles, my knees, all of those things, right? My back. Nobody's singing the song. Jason, quit your dancing. My back. No, quit it. So, anyway, I have a pair of topos that I love. Only hiked so far. No backpacking yet, so no extra weight. Yeah, so, Farm Girl, at some point, they're going to come out on the Appalachian Trail this year. You watch. She's going to do it. I know she is. And she'll be like, hey, I can only walk like 29 miles. And I'm going to be like, well, we're only walking 8. So, and Jason's going to come out and he's going to be like, well, we're walking 60 miles. And I'm like, no, Jason, we're walking 8 miles. And so, I put words in their mouth, of course. They didn't tell me this. But anyway, in saying that, so, yeah, so I didn't like the Speedgoat 6s at all. And I even bought 2 pair. I was like, man, the 6s, as bad as I hated it, were as close as the 5s as I could get. And then I found out they still have a Speedgoat 5 Gore-Tex style shoe. So if the 6s don't work, I'm interested in that Speedgoat 5 Gore-Tex to see how it goes. She put yeah, no. See, I told you she wasn't ready. He said he could do 8 miles in his sleep. He probably could. I'm gonna be honest with you. He hikes a lot. He does a lot of big mountains. But anyway, and she put, no. She's thinking about maybe coming out and doing some Allegheny when we come back the following year. We have a big Allegheny thing and meet up. Maybe by then, she said in one of her posts that we'll be able to do something. But in saying, I'm just picking on people. I got to have somebody to pick on, right? So we don't know what the Speedgoat 7s are going to feel like and what they're going to do. The Ortho Feet shoes are working out good for me. So when I put these on, I walk around them like Chase for a little bit, and I see that they're not working. They got to go. And like full refund mode, because that's a lot of money at this point. Because with some new gear that's out, I feel like that money could go towards food mainly for the Appalachian Trail. But there's also some new gear, and that new Nemo sleeping pad that's like 4 inches thick or whatever. I looked into it, and for the regular wide, it's like $189. I'm interested in trying it at some point in time in the next year, 2 years. Like right now, my gear is dialed in for the AT. I don't want, I'm not purchasing no more gear. We're set where we are. I'm going to buy me a pair of winter gloves the next day or two at Waterstone in Fayetteville. Jason's dropping me off a battery pack. I have yet another battery pack. I have one luxury item that I consider very much a luxury item out of all the things that I've gotten. I'm not telling nobody what that is because y'all's going to make fun of me. But it's a teddy bear, right? No, I'm just joking. But there's something that's whatever. So I told my wife, I said, we're done. I told my mom, I'm done. I told everybody, hey, I'm done. This is it. The gear's settled in for what this trail is. So now, in saying that, there's some things, once I get on the Appalachian Trail itself in different parts of the year, I'm going to change out. When I send my winter gear north, I have to have a sleep, I have to have a bed system, right? I have to have something. So hopefully by then we can do, something that's like a 40-degree style sleep system with Zambivy, or one of the others that's like a 40-degree style system, maybe something like that. And go from there, and then we can change that, send that back home, go from where. My backpacking journey just put, hey, I was not particularly fond of the Speedgoat shoes. I've owned the same pair of Topos for extended period, and they have accumulated 600 miles of use. In Topos, I tried them. They didn't work for me. My feet are very unique. I have a sideways inverted hip socket on my right foot, so my foot kicks out almost like a pigeon toe, but bulges to the inside. Instead of walking real on my foot, I walk more on the edge of my foot, on the inside. And pushing it over to walk on hurts more, so I've gotten more use over time. Now the VA can fix it, but they got to break my hip to do so, and I don't want that. Left foot turns to the inside a little bit too, but the heel kicks out more because of the way my hips are. When I was little learning how to walk, they'd had the technology, knowed what they knowed. I could have probably had leg braces like Forrest Gump and been fine. It just didn't work out for me. So shoes has always been particularly hard for me to acquire and find a pair. And Speedgoat 5s was the best shoes I've ever owned in my life. And then boom, gone. You know, and it just broke my heart. But anyway, so that's where we was at with there. So we're looking beyond the Appalachian Trail. Now we're staying focused on the Appalachian Trail. I'm not a guy that can just focus on one particular thing. I had Merles that I love too. They were Tough Mudder Edition. There you go. I'm not a guy that could just stay in one lane. I had a pastor friend. His name's Perry Noble, Second Chance Church, Anderson, South Carolina. He kind of ruined me because it's always next steps, next steps, next steps, next steps. So we and like Jason said, that shoes are personal. So did Chase. Chase said the same thing. So I'm dialing in for what is going to be my next 2 hikes after the AT. I'm already kind of getting geared up and set up. We're going to do the Allegheny, which is West Virginia's longest trail. How can I be a thru hiker of the AT, successfully complete the AT from Georgia to Maine, and not have done the Allegheny and West by God? Right, which I feel should be part of the Appalachian Trail somehow. But I know the reason why it's not. But, you know, for those who would want it, maybe they can make an extension and let it veer off and then reconnect. And they'd be like, okay, you can either do the traditional or you can do this version. So I don't know. But in saying that, I will do the Allegheny Trail as well. Brooks Casita is my trail runner shoe. I wonder how compared to Hogan Speedgoat shoe. I don't know. But in saying that, we're looking at the 9/11 Memorial Trail. And if you've never heard of it, the 9/11 Memorial Trail starts where the plane crashed, like Pennsylvania, whatever, and it goes all the way to Pentagon, Washington, D.C. It's not that big of a trail. It's like 300 some miles or 200 and something or 300 some miles, something like that. And I feel like it's going to be a decently easier trail. And then the Allegheny Trail we're looking at doing too, which the elevation, and like Wolfie tries to tell me and tell people, hey, compare the elevation and look and know what you're getting yourself into, because it is legit. So maybe next week we'll be hiking a little bit about to find out. But if everything lines up and the stars align, right? So those are the 2 trails that we're planning right after the Appalachian Trail. So heading into that, already heading into the season, while I'm out on the trail, we're still going to be pushing videos, which I want to thank you folks out there on YouTube. My watch hours are higher. I'm like only like 300-400 hours away from having 2,000 watch hours already. Subscribers, we're at 359, maybe break 360 as of this video. So I appreciate it. Hit those thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, help us out, hit that little bell notification, share the page, share the videos, right? Because maybe we'll hit that mark, maybe we'll hit that quota. 500 is the magic number. We get there, great. Or 1,000 is the magic number. We get there while we're on trail, great. We don't, great. We're going to continue to grind when we come off the trail. That's so the channel can be monetized, and we can do some different things as far as memberships for you folks and different stuff like that too. Merch, we've sold a few things as far as merch. Appreciative. We got the Take a Hike with Jim mug, right there. The Couple Double Java. It's like 20 bucks, shipping included, unless you live in like one of the weirdest places in the United States. You know, that's the shipping. Like I can't ship to Alaska for free shipping. I can't do like Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, any of those other things like that. I can't do that. But then we got the shirt too. Has the same logo on it. It's like, you know, 25 bucks. We got a hat. AT got the hat. It's embroidered. It's like 30 bucks. And it gets to you. And we get a couple dollars off each of those sales. But in saying that, as the channel grows, we'll be able to monetize the channel, not have to, and we'll still have merch, we'll still have all that. So coming out of the Appalachian Trail, I love it when you start talking money, that watching now number goes down every time. It's hilarious. No matter how you mention money, it's like brr and down. It's great. I love it. I just sit back and I laugh sometimes in my head, and then when I get off, I walk through the house laughing. But Anyway, in saying that, while I'm out on the Appalachian Trail, hopefully we'll be saving up some money, different things. We want to go with the X-Mid Pro 2 for the 9/11 Memorial Trail and the Allegheny Trail, right? The X-Mid Pro 2 runs about $7.99, so there you go. I don't know what it is about trekking pole tents. I just love them. Gossamer too, I love it, which we're getting ready to talk about here in just a second. He said, free money, don't leave. You're right, free money, don't leave. See, boom, as soon as we said money, went from 16 to 13, now back to 14. Same time. But anyway, so the other thing I'm looking at is changing to a Zimbivi bed style system versus what I got. Maybe, I don't know. I really do like my Enlightened Equipment quilt, but I do want to try the Zimbivis out. And in saying that, get off of me, dude. I know. In saying that, I want to try that Nemo, that new Nemo Eclipse pad. I want to try that. So we're probably looking at an X-Men Pro 2, an Eclipse pad, keeping with the tent, or keeping with the bag we got. We're switching to a Zimbivi for the next big three. Probably keep a pack or use one of the packs I have, or maybe even drop down. Trail Marshal Hiking has been poisoning his followers with tales of people for asking for monetary support. Brock says, I like double wall tents the best. Yeah, and the X-Men Pro 2, double wall. The way I understand it, it is. But I love double wall tents too. Using the Nemo Dragonfly out on the AT. But I do have the Gossamer the 2 that was donated by a subscriber, and I appreciate those folks. Yeah, I mean, she said I was supposed to subscribe, and I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate all the support Farm Girl and the rest of you have given me, whether it be through the channel subscribe, whether it be financially, whether it be prayers, whatever the case may be. I appreciate you, and different things. Like, I appreciate you being out on date nights and still tuning in. I appreciate that. You don't know what that means to me. I appreciate the buying of the gear. You don't know what that means. But anyway, so let's get back to the tent thing. So I want to give the Gossamer the 2 before I go another chance, though. And I'm not saying another chance to go on the AT. Maybe go on the AT, but I'm not thinking, because I'm thinking that really to be safe on the AT until I get more experience with the trekking pole tent that is the Gossamer 2, because it's a nylon. It's not Dyneema or anything, nothing like that. I'm thinking that I got to get more knowledge about using it, because you've seen me set it up on videos, and I've done an honest gear review setting it up, and there's nothing to that, right? There's absolutely nothing to it. I mean, 4 stakes, 2 poles, and then 2 stakes out, and boom, you're done. And the tent's big. I love that tent. It was my dream tent, and it still is my dream tent. But when we went down for our shakedown hike, I went back and was thinking some different things, and I posted some stuff, and I asked for the thru hiker's opinion. And Chase had put, hey, 100%. So he kind of agreed that the things I'm getting ready to mention right now are some of the things I could have done different. I started my hike out too late for one, I feel like. I feel like that I should have stopped at that first campsite versus walking on in the other campsite when it came to my shakedown hike. One, because I was already getting that blister hot spot on my foot, it would stop. It would allow it to heal more. I could have taped it up. I felt like I could have done more because I had more daylight. There was more phone service. There was more whatever there. So if I go back there for a shakedown hike, that's where I'm going, is that first tent site versus up to the other one. I don't want to go all the way back up to the other one. I've never heard of the 9/11 Memorial Trail, 1,500 miles of triangle shape, huh? Thanks for the heads up. I learned outside. I got to check near trail check out. Well, see, I didn't know it was 1,500 miles. I thought it was less than that, but I still want to do it. It's the 9/11 Memorial Trail. But yeah, I actually found out from a veteran about the 9/11 Memorial Trail. I don't know what shape it is or whatever, but I want to do it myself, and I'm going to do it when I come off the Appalachian Trail after the Allegheny. But I am going to do the 9/11 Memorial. Served in Iraq, volunteered to go because of the twin tires. I hope to get to stand at ground zero on my trip when I go through New York, I'm taking a 0. I know it's going to cost me some money. That's 1-0. I am going to spend the money. I am going to New York City. I am going to spend a day. If the family wants to go on walk, they can. If they want to go, they can. I don't really care. I want to stand at ground zero. I don't want to take it in. You know what I mean? I want to take it in. I sacrificed so much of my life, my mentality and everything, and people actually gave up their physical life there. So I just want to go there and say thank you and just be quiet and set. You know what I mean? But anyway, moving on. So, but yeah, so they got that Memorial Trail. So anyway, I feel like that I would have set up there. I wouldn't have the hot spots as much. The blisters made my foot bend a little bit better and different things. But it was more about miles than it was testing gear for that shakedown hike for me for whatever reason, mentally wise. I don't know why. I wish I'd have listened to Dixie and only done that, even though it would only been about a mile, mile and a half. That would have been, like really, really more beneficial than what I experienced. On the backside of that, I'm glad I went out further because I feel like that maybe I would have came back and tried to win and be like, okay, packing out. But I don't, you know, so I don't know. But if I go back down there for a shakedown hike at the Greenbrier Valley River Trail, it's going to be to that first one. And I don't know that I'll do it before I go on the AT, but I'll probably do it when I come back because I want to dial this Gossamer the 2 in. I want to figure it out. But I feel like if I'd have started out with a little bit more daytime, gave myself a little bit more time to get there, I'd have a little bit more time to set up, I feel like camp would have been a little bit properly set up. So, here's some rules that I feel like I broke after watching some videos after my shakedown, according to Dixie and some others. Even though the water source was below me, I'm kind of up on a hill and you had to walk down to it. The water source wasn't that far away, so I feel like I camped too close to the water source, so you have that extra moisture anyway. Plus, it was a cold night, and you have the cold and everything coming down and the moisture coming down into the campsite. Plus, there was still some snow and stuff on the ground and patches and stuff, so you have that moisture, and I was around all of that, right? So I really feel like that I exposed myself to too much by being too close to the water source. Maybe I was a little bit further away, which the first campsite would have been. The second one wasn't. I can't speak for the others. You see what I'm saying? But in saying that, we'll just see how it goes. But the other rule that I feel that I personally broke was I didn't give the Gossamer the 2. I could not get it set up correctly. The high-rise tent pad that I was on, as nice as they are, they're framed in like with railroad ties, whatever. They're loose dirt, gravel, sand, stuff like that the Park Service stuff puts in, and they're nice, but I couldn't get my stakes to hold down, right? I feel like that if I would have took my tent off of that, found a nice good spot, set it up in the ground, I probably would have been better off because I'd have been able to stake it out properly so that my head and feet wasn't touching the inside of the tent as much. Causing it to rain constantly every time I moved because I'm a big guy. I moved. I was restless. But I did get some sleep. I've had people tell me, hey, the amount of sleep you got on trail for the first night, that usually don't happen like that much. So they're like, you did good. Because I got like 4, 5, 6 hours sleep. Wasn't bad. My equipment done what it was supposed to do as far as in the tent when it did rain. Inside the tent. In saying that, I really feel that if I had it staked out, pulled taut, and set up correctly, versus on the pad where it was loose and I had the rocks, improvised, tent pegs and all that, just to get it set up just so I'd have a shelter, I feel like it would have performed a lot better. And so far, these things I've mentioned, Chase has agreed with them. Let me know what you think as we go through them, or even by the end of it, let me know what you think. So, the third thing is I'm a big guy. I put off a lot of body heat, and even though it was in the 30s, it was colder for my shakedown hike. I honestly feel I didn't vent this thing. I kept both vestibules zipped up. I don't know if this thing has vents on the top or on the sides anywhere, but I kept both vestibules zipped up, mainly for I was worried about drafts and cold coming in, and then any kind of other night critters or whatever. But in saying that, I think that if I'd have rolled at least one side, just half of the vestibule door open, which would have been open, it gave it more airflow, Perhaps the condensation maybe still being there would not have been as bad. And with it staked out right in a different place, I honestly feel like it would have been a little bit better off, right? I feel like it'd been a little bit better off than what it was when I was there. So I broke some rules when it come, to setting up, and didn't give it, I feel, an honest shake. When I look back at it, trying to give it an honest review, I don't think I gave it an honest shake, because it's like any other piece of equipment. You got to learn how to use it properly, right? Condensation is a big thing in a trekking pole tent that's a single wall tent. Like Brock said, hey, I like the double wall tents. I like double wall tents the best too. Or not the best, but I like them too. I love trekking pole tents. I don't know why. I just love them. It ain't about the weight, whatever. Overall, I'm going to be honest with you, I think it's because of the look of it. I just very much like the look and the feel of it. There's never the perfect spot. Single wall condensation is a trade-off for the weight, in my opinion. Yeah, and I've heard that. I watched a video where Dixie, she set it up like the Gosh Mirror 2. She set it up 2, 3, 4 nights, something like that, by creek, by pond, by lake, stuff like that. Never had the issue because she left one side open. As far as like I had with the raining and stuff, but I agree with you. I don't know that you're ever going to really be able to fix the condensation problem in it 100%. They do make trekking pole tents that are double walled and have less condensation, that are lightweight. I do like those, but you're paying for them. I mean, they are up there. Like, they are up there. And compared to a freestanding tent like the Dragonfly Nemo, which is like half the price and then a little bit, then some, it's kind of hard to justify spending and dropping that money when you have that, right? And I do, and I have that, and I like my Nemo. I want to try the Nemo Hornet as well, right? My Nemo Dragonfly, the only thing I got against it is it's a one-person. I wish I had the two-person. But that's okay. I got the one-person. I'm going to make it work. We're going to make this thing work. What I have is what I have. So, the Exos pack is going. The Nemo Thermal Rest Extreme Conditions, it's what's going. As far as pad, I got a foam pad that's going underneath that. I got my light and equipment quilt, Revelation quilt, that's going as far as that goes. With that, we got our new bear hang bag, that's going. MSR Pocket Rocket, they was awesome, reached out to us. We told them what was going on. I guess somebody messaged them in the video because we messaged them, contacted them, didn't hear nothing. Then all of a sudden they contacted us back. I was like, hey, heard you had some issues. They switched it out. Great customer service. So yeah, I mean, we're kind of dialed in. We're kind of dialed in where we're going to be for the Appalachian Trail. But moving forward for the 9/11 Memorial Trail, for the Allegheny Trail, and different things, there's going to be a trade-off. There's going to be some change. There's going to be some change, and stuff I want to try and stuff I want to do. So that's just where it's at. But for now, for the Appalachian Trail, as of today, we are 30 days out, roughly. So I'm excited. So are you taking bear spray? Me personally, because I know you have bear spray, I hadn't planned on it. But if you're not bringing yours, I guess I can bring mine. But I've heard people say it's one of the first things that is ditched, is the bear spray. However, last year, I think it was a Hawks Nest shelter, Springer Mountain shelter, was one of those two shelters. There was an issue with a bear, and people went through bear spray, and it, like 2 cans before they got that daggone bear out. It was on one of the videos. Can't remember whose video that was on. And then we had Metro on the move, got his tent tore all to hell last year. So, up the trail. So, yeah. Because you was taking a can for that first 120 miles. I wasn't planning on it. But after that, I don't know. And go from there. Wow, 30 days. That's so cool how excited you. He said, I am, and I will pass it off after that 120. Cool. Works for me, and I'll even give you half on it or whatever I got to do. Because, like, I really don't think, like, we need 2 cans. I got a feeling, so I feel like that with me and AT, this is going to be like that Nick Nolte movie. You know what I mean? If you know, right? But we're going to have the time of our life. And this, Brock says, hey, there's a lot of bear spray and hiker boxes, too. And I've heard that. I really have. So, going from there. Some things being 30 days out, we're not changing a thing. Thanks for the heart. Thanks for the hearts. We're not changing a thing being 30 days out. But in saying that, I do want to say before everything starts winding down, I appreciate everyone that's donated a piece of gear, financially pushed for a piece of gear, has bought merch towards a piece of gear, has made donation towards food. We have like 4 donations of $15 towards food. That does help, along with people's like, well, I didn't even know what your goal was. It's a help. I appreciate it. We're not changing any more gear. We're not buying no more gear. I got gloves and a battery pack. Jason's giving me a battery pack. I'm going to Fayetteville to get my gloves tomorrow. That's it. We're done. So now it's about arranging, fitting what's in my pack, what's not fitting in my pack, what's going, what's not going. The time of buying gear is over for the Appalachian Trail. There's no more gear past this date for change out. Just the way that it is. The only gear we're going to be changing out, like I said, is when we're on trail, we'll be switching our sleep system out somewhat when it starts getting warmer. But that's to be expected, right? We'll be sending some of our winter clothes and stuff north. We'll still have some of our summer clothes with us, right? So, 'cause we're not taking that many clothes. Y'all talked us down in what clothes to take. So, 30 days, baby. What can I say? So, let me give you a look into the future. I want to get some videos in next week. I want to do some things. I will do Tuesdays nights live is about what is cheaper, sending food through the mail or purchasing on trail. And I wanted to do that. That's why I didn't put out questions this week for voting. I wanted to do that one very much so because I think that's a very good topic. It was very close in the two, so I really want to do that one. We're going to do that one Tuesday. We're going to have Fridays live. We are also going, like I said, the final week headed into March. I might do it Tuesday or I might do it Friday. But the videos are going to start winding down the closer we get to March. Probably the last week of February, that Friday, be the last video I do before I go on trail. As far as live, I really want to take some extra few days. No interruptions, spend time with the family, not have to worry about being home at a certain time to do videos. I love you guys. I love doing the videos. I love doing this. I love YouTube. I'm very thankful. The community, the support, everything y'all been since we started this in November. I'm trying not to tear up. I can't thank you enough. 30 days out, let me tell you something. Then we're out of here. We are going to make this trail tap out like Cena did to Gunther. It's going to become our little bitch. Is it going to be hard? Yes. Sorry about the language. Is it going to be hard? Yes. Are there going to be times it's going to suck? Yes. People say you talk big game. I have to. I have to mentally psych myself out. If I go into this with the idea in the back of my head that there's an out, I'll never make it. I got to go into this headstrong that the only way home is through Maine. That's the only way home. The only way home is through Maine. and it's a first time go, and I gotta be dead focused and center on it, and I gotta be honest with myself. I know what my health is, I know what my conditions are. If I get out there and I feel like that I'm going to have a heart attack, my heart goes to do what it was doing before, and everything's, and I have to come off trail, it's going to absolutely crush me, but you live to hike another day. I understand that. If I get blisters and have to go down for a little bit, I understand that. If I ended up getting Lyme disease and have to go down for a while, I understand that. And like you said, I've done hard things before. I can certainly do this. This is something I just have to do. And I know everybody comes on here, and I know everybody's got the best of intentions, and everybody says I'm going to finish it, and everybody's gung ho, and this is what it's going to be, and then less than 0.003%, if you do the math, actually hike in a year, in a calendar year. That's not very good odds. But with you guys' support, with the support I have at home, and I told Farm Girls to open up with an interesting story. I saved it for last. So if you stuck around, you're going to get the story. If you didn't stick around, you're not going to get the story. So my family decided to go out to eat this morning, get a little bit of breakfast, whatever. And I've been trying not to do that because of the health thing. And we went, and we're standing there, and we're getting food, whatever. This person goes, "Hey, Jim, getting close to walking the trail, huh?" Looked at the guy, and I say, "Yes, sir." He said, "Man, I follow you on YouTube. You know who you are. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following." Didn't even know that I had a local other than Jason, Oak Hill Boy, following me. And he said, "Man, you're going to crush it." There you go. I got a town rooting for me. I got a YouTube channel rooting for me. I got family rooting for me. I got naysayers saying I can't do it. That's fueling it. We're ready to go. So in saying that, anyway, thank you so much. The numbers have dropped off, which means it tells me that I'm getting boring. And this video has been long. Thank you so much for subscribers. Appreciation. We'll see everybody Tuesday night with the video for Tuesday you voted on. We'll ask, we'll talk, and we'll go from there. If you'd like to make a donation, go ahead and do so through PayPal, Cash App, or any other stuff. Or you can just simply, the easiest way to make a donation is to head on over to buymeacoffee.com/takeahikewithjim. Got merch on there, and there's a place on there where you can make donations. See you later, Jason. See you, everybody. Thank you so much. God bless you. Only got one more question, only one more thing to ask of you. It always cuts it off. I don't know why, but I'm going to ask you, take a hike. Would you? Now let's give it like a one Mississippi.